Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the REC podcast, brought to you by REC Comics and Collectibles. I'm your host, Roman Chavez, and with me, as always,
Erik Icarus.
Eric, you can find us on the gram at REC Podcast. You can follow myself at Roman REC Podcast. You can follow the shop at REC Comics, or you can come visit us at 7679 North Union Boulevard in Colorado Springs. And you can follow the sweetness over here wherever pornography can be sold.
Come
All
get a
right?
taste.
Yeah. He's trying to revive a dead industry, kids. We had it. Eric came to me and said, "You got to get out the comic game, Roman. I'm telling you. What do you know about Playboys?" Okay. If you thought the swimsuit illustrated edition
thing.
You get to see
Topless
it. Oh man, it's the best. How are you doing this week, bud?
I'm good, man.
Nice.
Yeah. I've been pleasantly surprised with some up views in our
Nice.
Acetate Gate episode. Thanks for watching.
Thank you guys
all
for
you
watching.
new viewers.
Yes.
It's great to get some eyes on us.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So all you new viewers out there, thanks for watching.
Hope we either filled you in or at least gave you some interesting insight or
entertaining.
Yeah, just whatever it was. Maybe you just like my toy room in the basement. Who knows?
Maybe that's what it was. Maybe that's what they're spazzing.
That could be it. We did have some exciting stuff happen over the weekend. The long, wait for D23 Disney's kind of.
I thought that was Eminem's rap group.
No, wrong. It's D12, the Dirty Dozen.
The Dirty Dozen. Gotcha.
And the Dirty 23 was this weekend. It's Disney's kind of convention to tell you what they have coming up. That's Disney films and shows. Marvel stuff, Star Wars stuff, which is all the stuff that we really care about.
Right. Well, it was the stuff you used to be able to see at San Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah, they're saving a lot of the good stuff for D23 now.
Yes.
But as long as we get the info, what do I care? It's kind of, you don't have to worry about as many of the Roman nerds out there trying to get your picture. I love celebrities, guys.
So is D23 not like an event?
I think it is public for certain things, but it's not. It's definitely not.
It's not like a big event. Okay.
Yeah, it is more for. For industry officials.
Sure.
I have heard of people going, but I don't know if it's because they're in the industry. I'm not entirely sure.
Well, how come we're not invited?
Because our best video just came out last week, and we've been doing this for almost 3 years. So we'll see how it goes. But. For the Star Wars announcements, some things that I'm behind on, but that we definitely need to catch up on. Bad Batch Season 2 release date was announced. Animated feature or series. It's going to be coming out on my birthday in January, so I'm excited for that.
Wait a minute, January.
Oh, you son of a gun. We also have Tales of the Jedi, which was a Dark Horse series. So I don't know if they're going to pull some of those things.
I hope they do.
I think they should.
It was a cool little series.
It's only going to be 6 episodes. I don't know how many how long, but it could be really cool. The reiteration of the Ahsoka series, the full announcement of Skeleton Crew, which is going to be starring Jude Law. Who knows? That sounds good. Mando Season 3 was announced. And those were kind of the big ones that I was paying attention to, the things that I would care about if I were watching Star Wars stuff as often as I should be. I am caught up on Mando, just haven't watched Boba Fett. Haven't watched Book of Boba. I was excited to see that not only did they announce those things, they also brought out Harrison Ford for Indiana Jones 5, or Indiana Jones 4, the sequel. Okay?
Yeah. I mean, 4 doesn't exist as far as I'm concerned.
As far as I'm concerned.
This is Indiana Jones 4.
Yeah, I don't know if I've watched it in full since you and I watched it.
That was last time I watched it.
Yeah.
I've seen clips to make fun of it.
Yeah. I will revisit it again depending on how much they say that it'll... Hopefully it has nothing to do with it, this new one.
Sure.
But we have Harrison Ford wanting to give us a proper
send-off.
Yes.
So they trotted him out on stage.
Yes. Yeah. He crashed a plane into the stage trying to get there. But he's quite the pilot. He's survived more crashes than most people.
That's true. I mean, he's the pilot in Han Solo.
Yeah.
Captain Solo.
Yeah.
He was the pilot in Expendables. Yeah, that's the only 2 I can think of right now.
What was that one with him and Anne Heche?
Forces of Nate? Nope, that's Ben Affleck.
6 Days, 7 Nights, or something
like
that.
Yes.
Never saw it, but for some reason it's in my head.
He's a pilot in that,
He is a pilot in that,
and he crashes.
Yep. So, life imitating art, or however you want to put that. the big panel for us for this show and for our faithful, I think, was the MCU panel. You know, we got a lot of where we were going to be going in San Diego. They gave us a big Phase 5 breakdown. Phase 6 with a couple features in there. Most notably, we're going to be getting 2 Avengers films in Phase 6, The Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars. And then Fantastic Four, they just kind of officially announced
it.
Yeah.
It'll be coming. No casting at the moment. There was some deep fakes, I think they call
Lots,
it.
Yeah.
I was convinced. The stuff you sent me, I was like, okay.
Yeah.
But nothing official as of yet.
Yeah, X-Men fans, Fantastic Four fans, Blade fans. Looks like we'll be waiting until next year to hear any real news. I assume
worth the wait, baby.
I think it will be. It'll be worth its weight and worth its weight in gold.
Sure.
So I'm in no rush. We have plenty of projects to get to between now and then. Just to reiterate, we had Ironheart. Just them going through with that. Armor Wars, Don Cheadle, and I believe the girl who will be playing Riri Williams will be in there. Loki season 2 with freaking Short Round's gonna be in there.
Yes, he is.
I think it's Ke Huy Quan, who played Short Round in Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, the first Indiana Jones that I remember.
Oh wow!
And arguably my favorite. It's not the best one, but it might be my favorite.
I think it's because it's got the nostalgia value.
Yes, it was the first one that I saw.
Right.
And it's the most different from the other two.
You're right.
For a movie that did so well, that budget was real short for that second film.
Sure.
But I loved it. I always wondered, we always kind of wondered what happened to Short Round.
Yeah.
The actor, it was cool because since he was there, because he was being, he's going to be in Loki season 2.
There was a cute picture of him and Harrison.
Yeah, really cool to see them. I think friend of the show, Dave, said if Indy 5's not the search for Short Round, then he doesn't want to watch it.
Yeah,
so,
I'm with you, Dave.
like I said, Fantastic Four notes. Just reiterating, Born Again, 18 episodes. Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio did come out for that, which now we definitely know, and it had to be, but we know from the comics that when, spoilers for anybody who hasn't watched Echo, go check it out, or I'm sorry, Hawkeye. Okay. 3, 2, 1. In Echo, it appears that Wilson Fisk gets killed, but we know that in the comics that obviously it's not going to happen. I could imagine an 18-episode run of Daredevil without Wilson Fisk,
especially if you're going off the titular Born Again series.
Yeah,
who Kingpin plays a giant. I would say the main part even more so.
He's the villain for sure.
For sure.
That's not with his mom, is it? Or is it with his mom?
It is.
Okay, all right.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah.
But they already did it in season 3 Daredevil, so it doesn't matter. But yeah, in the comic books, he collapses at the church he went to as the gym, actually. And is found by his mother. Maggie Murdock.
Good old Mags.
Now she's a bride of Christ. Finds him. She's a nun at this point. Nurses old Maddie back to health.
And he doesn't know for quite some time, right?
Doesn't.
Yeah. Interesting. Captain America 4, New World Order, NWO
for life.
Oh man, yeah.
Oh, I can't.
Just the full announcement.
Come on, give me a too sweet, man. Give me a too sweet, man.
No, I'm not doing it. Not until we get closer. All right. And then one of the surprises, I didn't know about this. I just was under my radar. They announced for this October a Werewolf by Night Halloween special.
We don't talk a lot about what we're going to say on the show, but we do go over what we're going to kind of say.
Yeah.
And I initially was like, look, I'm not too excited about this. And luckily my man's here was like, look, let's watch a couple of these trailers again and get a little refresher.
Yeah, just to get it in our heads again.
My man's here pointed out something that made me already like it.
Yeah.
Initially, I was like, okay, what's going on here?
Yeah.
I'm not. I don't. It seems a little too over the top. I don't know what you're trying to say with this. And all it took was a brief one frame to turn me around.
And I was already in. And then when I knew about this later, I was like, oh my gosh, yes. They show the Man Thing real quick. I am a weird Man Thing stan. I always buy Man Thing number ones.
Giant size Man Things.
Yeah, he is. The greatest title of any comic is Giant Size Man Thing number 1. All right.
Who was first, Swamp Thing or Man Thing?
I think it's like within months.
Or Wild Thing?
I think it's honestly
Is it really
within months.
kind of-
yeah,
okay,
yeah, like
okay.
it's really jumbled. I want to say Swamp Thing, but
Really?
I just like how the Doom Patrol was like a month before the X-Men.
Yeah.
You know, wheelchair guy getting all these people together. Very, very, tinfoil
Got some
hats.
holes in the groove.
Werewolf by Night's an interesting choice. I appreciate Marvel taking a lot of these swings. I know that this phase has not been...
This is called the swing phase.
It is the swing phase, the
I will
forgotten
say that.
phase, the
The
CGI
pasta
phase,
phase.
the pasta phase. I appreciate the effort.
Sure.
Werewolf by Night cannot hold its own
No, in a
series.
movie?
However, Werewolf by Night was a very popular comic in the 70s.
Was it?
All that monster stuff.
Yeah.
Werewolf by Night.
Well, we get
the living zombie.
Yeah.
Tomb of Dracula. The Monster Squad.
That's right. And Monster Squad.
No, Monster Squad's the movie. Monsters.
I think
It's not Monster Squad.
it's not, but it's got Ghost
Yeah,
Rider.
yes.
It's got the whole gang.
It's got Werewolf by Night.
Yes,
you know.
yeah. It's crazy because we had Moon Knight earlier this year.
Yeah.
And Moon Knight does make his first appearance in Werewolf by
Werewolf
Night.
by Night 32.
Right.
So
I thought there'd be a little more connection there or
There-
correlation.
it wouldn't shock me
will
if there might be.
Maybe Khonshu shows up. I don't know.
The
but
movie shows up, or the show, or I guess it is like a 1 hour
I think
movie.
I think it's just
probably
like a
TV movie.
special. Yeah, there you go.
Looks like the trailer for it's black and white, very.
Which I'm okay with.
What would you call that? It's vintage horror.
Vintage horror, not hammer horror. but
Yeah,
like more
a lot of shadows and
Yes,
this and that. But that may just be for the trailer's sake.
Sure.
I hope the show is not as campy as that.
Right. I think that was my initial distaste with it. Was like, okay, this is I see what they're going for, but I'm with you. I hope they do bring in more color to it.
Yeah.
It's not a complete black and white.
I can take the black and white, and I can take some of the camp, but I want it to I don't
It's
know.
too saturated with the shadows. I get what they're
Yeah.
going for, but it's like I want to see what's going on. But again, all I had to see was Man Thing for 2 seconds because how does he fit into this?
Yeah.
We do get, I guess, 2 brief appearances of a werewolf in there
Yeah.
somewhere.
Yeah.
What I'm getting, the gist of this is that there are these hunters, like
Yeah.
demon hunters,
Yeah.
at this mansion, and they're going to what? Hunt demons, or
Yeah,
one of them's
hunt
a demon,
hunt a monster that night.
Okay.
Very much like if you can survive the night and kill the monster type feel. I wonder if we'll get one of the
Blade.
Bloodstones.
Oh, okay.
Either Elsa or her father.
Sure.
Blade. It would be a funny
Yeah,
way to
that'd be
introduce
cool.
Blade
Yeah.
into this and kind of seems to be what Marvel would do. Like, hey, we're gonna make you watch Werewolf by Night because Blade's gonna show up for 2 seconds.
Yeah.
And you're gonna be excited.
Well,
about it.
they got me with the Man Thing, so come on.
That's all I want.
That's all I wanted.
All I want's a good man thing, all right? From
it.
time to time.
Who doesn't?
We started to get leaks about this about a week prior for the Thunderbolts.
Yes, we briefly talked about this.
We got a picture. We saw that the lineup was going to be Black Widow, Yelena, Ghost, Red Guardian, U.S. Agent, Winter Soldier, and the Taskmaster. A lot of people from a Black Widow movie that nobody seemed to care about but me.
I liked it too.
Okay, good.
I did enjoy that movie.
The Thunderbolts were originally put together. They were a team. Think the Suicide Squad, but they were originally assembled to take out the Hulk.
Right.
We've talked about this. They're named after General Ross, who his nickname was Thunderbolt. So I'm curious to see if they're going to still pay homage to the character.
Of course, I think they're going to name the team after them.
Yeah.
Maybe not just because Thunderbolt hated the Hulk, but Thunderbolt Ross was named Thunderbolt because he struck down like a thunderbolt on his enemies.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe there's a little correlation, like, hey, we need to bring in some of that attitude to take out some of these threats. You know? So I'm excited for it, man.
Julie
Louis-Dreyfus from
Louis
Seinfeld
Dreyfus.
fame.
Valentina
Fame.
Allegra de Fontaine is the character's name in the show and in the comics. We have already seen her kind of somewhat assembling this team.
Sure.
In Hawkeye, at the end of Black Widow, in Falcon the Winter Soldier.
Yes.
So we did see a this character start to come
Kind
up.
of being the Nick Fury of the Thunderbolts. Basically.
Yeah, assembling this team. I don't know if she's going to be Nick Fury 2.0. Some people are feeling that way.
Sure.
I mean, if Sam Jackson's around, like, let's keep it going.
Why not?
But yeah, this team's interesting. It's
Yeah.
not, with the exception of. No, actually, none. I guess Ghost was in a later rendition.
Yeah, but
I don't think U.S. Agent.
No.
Oh, U.S. Agent was in
Maybe-
the most recent one.
Oh, he was. Okay.
Kingpin put together his own Thunderbolts in Devil's Reign.
That's right.
And the FBI and the government were working with U.S. Agent
With John
to put him
Walker,
on
yeah.
there.
He was kind of facilitating things a little. But
yeah, just reporting back,
There you
like
go.
what's Fisk up to, this
Yeah,
and
yeah.
that. So, not as many OG Thunderbolts as in the past. At one point, Norman Osborn led the team. Baron
right.
Zemo has been a big factor and team member. He was once Citizen V for the Thunderbolts.
That's right.
So,
yeah.
you know, it used to be, hey, these were heroes or villains with something of a redemption.
Right.
And now we have somewhat redeemed villains to an extent.
Right.
Looks like they're going to try to do some good.
Yeah.
Initially, I thought Abomination was going to be
Yeah,
in
me
there.
too. Why not? They
And
need a heavy-
Zemo.
Yeah.
And maybe they'll be added later,
Sure.
and that'll be the thing. But
They'll
this
kill
is,
off a couple of them.
this is going to be a movie. This is going to be,
Yes.
you know, I think what they want Eternals to be, try to catch that
Whoa, whoa,
Guardians.
whoa, whoa.
No, try to catch that Guardians. Like, hey, we're introducing a team.
Yeah.
Do you like it? Because
Right.
I was thinking about that today
Yes,
with
sir.
a customer. You know, we complain about them for Eternals introducing all of these characters, but they did the same thing in Guardians. It's just charisma, kids. Charisma.
And storytelling.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
you're absolutely right. Yeah, they did just drop us right into the Guardians
Mm-hmm.
universe, but there was such a coherent story, and again, like you said, every actor bringing their A game. You know, it felt like you knew them.
Yeah,
And that's
completely.
that is a testament to James Gunn and all the actors involved.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know I think the Eternals just could not pull it off. Man.
Yeah.
If it doesn't matter,
Yeah.
we're on to the Thunderbolts now.
But what's good is that we've had pretty much, with the exception of Taskmaster, we know these characters really well.
Yes.
And if we're going to try to follow Taskmaster a bit
Right.
too, it'll be interesting.
I think so.
I liked this version of Taskmaster. Believe me, I prefer the comic book one, but this is fine for the Black Widow story.
and it works within the framework of the MCU.
Yes.
It just works better.
Yes.
I always get a lot of people are giving it a lot of crap.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, you know, they got it. Sometimes you got to change things around. And I am proud of the internet for not getting on the gender thing,
Yeah.
which I'm very proud of you folks. But they were more mad about the writing than anything.
Yeah.
So,
Totally.
I'll give
totally.
you that. But I think it works. I think
Yeah.
that character is great.
It's going to be cool to see a new team movie.
Yes.
And a team that we're not, familiar with. Really.
Right.
We're familiar with some of these characters. Obviously, we're going to have some real fun moments where it's going to be hard for them to work as a team.
Of course.
The Yelena and Red Guardian thing could be really interesting.
Yeah,
I'm excited for.
And the John Walker working
Harbor.
with the Russians.
Yeah.
This is going to get juicy, kids. I think it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, it's setting itself up to be something that we didn't know we wanted and could be
Right.
really, really good.
Totally.
To cap off the things that we are most excited about, arguably the best drop for me at D23 was the Secret Invasion trailer. I think we all wanted a Budapest movie at some point with Widow and Hawkeye, maybe even Fury to an extent.
Maybe
But
that's where you got
we
them.
know that Sam Jackson is heading this up. It was full on Sam Jackson and Ben Mendelsohn, who plays oh my God, what's the Skrull name? It's weird. It's usually I only remember a Skrull. Talos.
Talos, yeah.
And this trailer was great.
It
what
was.
a fantastic teaser.
That's what I'm saying.
It's going to be on Disney Plus.
Yep.
I believe it's episodic.
Yes.
So, for this, just to reiterate the Secret Invasion storyline from comics, we have Skrulls, these very religious zealot Skrulls that the Skrull
the
Empire.
birthplace of the story takes place in
The Kree Skrull War?
the actual
in the Illuminati?
There you
yes,
go. Yeah.
Yes. And we have some fallout from the Kree Skrull War. The Kree as a civilization believe that the blue planet, third from the largest sun
is
in the
their
system,
right.
is their right by birth. And the Kree the Kree are like, nah,
That's
nah,
ours.
it's our planet. We just don't want you to have it.
It's getting very Israel-Palestine vibes.
Yeah.
I'm sure that the writers of the comics were very much drawing inspiration
yes.
from that. So.
But things are a little bit different here in the MCU.
Yes.
We know that the Kree are kind of the more expansion people, that they've displaced the Skrulls. And it seemed like for the most part the Skrulls were pretty decent creatures.
Yeah, I like
at least
the
the ones
twist.
we were working with. Yeah,
Sure,
I didn't see
like
it
the
coming.
little twist. I didn't
Yeah.
see that coming either. So
So it begs the question: what happened? Nick Fury, we kind of see him, and from the comics, we know he finds out that Skrulls have started to infiltrate parts of the government,
right.
and pop culture and all of these things. I wonder if during the blip, the Fury that we saw disappear was Talos. Because he would know about the pager.
That's right.
He would know about it,
Yeah.
and whatever. Hey, maybe he figured out something. Nick figured out something early. He figured out something. Talos is like, hey, we got to watch these religious ones.
Right.
They're a little bit out there.
Sure,
they're looking
fanatic.
for war.
Yeah.
And then Talos disappears, and Fury's out there with a smaller cadre of good Skrulls.
Right.
And not knowing what we're doing on Earth. I think it's very
theory.
possible.
Okay.
The trailer is full of tension.
Yes.
Nick looks completely just like, what are we going to do?
Right. This is like probably the least confident I've ever seen Nick Fury.
Yeah.
You could tell he's seen some stuff.
Yeah.
And he's been through a lot, and the worst is still coming.
Because if you think about it, when the fall of S.H.I.E.L.D. happened during Age of Ultron, I mean, he's... people think he's dead, and
Right.
he's like, they're like, he even says to the Avengers, back in the day, you had all the tech you needed, we had all the resources, I had eyes and ears everywhere. He's like, now we only have our wits and our will to save the world.
Yeah.
And they're like, and even if somebody in the Avengers says, well, what do you have? And he goes, well, I have you guys.
Yeah.
Now there's no Avengers.
No.
I mean, we don't think about it, but technically,
They're gone.
we know we're getting Avengers films, but Tony's dead, Cap's old, Thor's doing whatever. We don't know. We don't have a team that he can go to that he trusts.
Yeah, we don't have a new big three at the moment.
No.
So yeah, right. So maybe that's why he's a little worried.
Yes.
Like, who is there? Who is going to save the world now?
And in the comics, he goes looking for the children of heroes and villains because the spoilers, the Skrulls have infiltrated even superhero teams. So he really doesn't know, and he thinks, well, maybe if I go to their offspring, the Skrulls wouldn't have thought of that.
Right.
So part of me wonders if this is where Young Avengers will come out of.
Right. I think so.
Instead of Secret Warriors,
I think so.
Young Avengers.
Yes, I think that's a great idea too. That's a perfect way to bring them into the MCU.
Yeah.
I wonder if it'll be the ones we're wanting.
Yeah.
The Iron Lad, which it's all lining up because we get Iron Lad and we've already got a million Kangs running around.
Yeah.
So that makes sense already.
The last one we're missing is Iron Lad and Hulkling.
Right. And technically, we could have a Hulkling out there.
We could.
Technically.
Hulkling's a Skrull.
Yes.
Does he show up in this?
Right.
Is this his first appearance?
Ooh.
The trailer gave me it gave me really good Jason Bourne vibes.
I was gonna say it's kind of back to the Winter Soldier vibe.
Yeah.
Very a kind of almost bringing it back down to the street in a
Yes.
weird way. Kind of espionage. Who can you trust?
Yes.
Yeah. That's why I'm excited for this.
Yeah.
And it didn't give too much away, but it just gave you enough to oh my god, what's happening?
It gave you enough to give you the tension. There's a scene where Ben Mendelsohn as Talos, but in his kind of human form, grabs a guy. And then this room full of dudes all change to look like the exact same guy.
Yeah.
There's 10 Skrulls in there.
Yeah.
And we know that Talos is a Skrull, so he's already worried.
Right.
I don't know, man. I think that all of this stuff is going to work into Marvel's favor. Us really starting to doubt, the box office, the blockbuster quality of these things.
This was Marvel's weakest phase. I will say that. But again, it was their experimental phase.
Yes.
They
were in college, man. They were young.
Yeah, exactly.
We're only 10.
This is
11 now.
This is very the Sergeant Pepper phase. Again, when it came out, no one knew what to make of it. They're like, "What is this? I don't understand this." And 5 years later, everyone was like, "This is the best Beatles record in the world." So maybe Phase 4 turns into Sergeant Pepper.
Oh my gosh, that'd be so crazy. That would be so crazy.
They're so layered. There's things there we weren't seeing 5 years ago or hearing, So just saying. But
some of the best Secret Invasion storylines for me wasn't just the main; it was the tie-ins, where we're seeing when people were assimilated and switched out.
Right.
It gives us, Secret Invasion. This could just be the beginning.
Yeah.
And I would. I would really.
I think this is going to cap off, and I think it's going to I really see Secret Invasion being the catalyst going into Phase 5.
Yeah.
I think the fallout from Secret Invasion is going to set up a lot of crazy stuff for us, you know. And I'm excited for Loki.
Yeah.
I think that's the one I'm kind of like, okay, that's the one you gave season 2 for. Okay.
Yeah, I was pleasantly surprised with liking Loki. So
yeah, wasn't there a Scarlet Witch announcement?
No.
That was a deep fake.
That was deep. That was just fan made.
Just fan made. That looked great.
Yeah,
I was excited.
We wish, kids. But that's our show. If you like what we're doing, please hit that subscribe button. Give us a like. Let us know what you were excited about from D23. I know there were a bunch of regular Disney stuff. We'll get to that eventually as soon as we get more things. These were the guts. Especially Secret Invasion.
I think there's a bunch of live Disney action stuff I don't care about.
Yeah, I'll end up watching it. I've got daughters, so
but, there's that kid Marvel show coming out too, real quick. It's that doesn't matter. There's animated. It's something Devil and
Devil Dinosaur Moon Girl.
Yeah, but that was announced a while ago.
Yeah. Nothing new on that one. Nothing new on that one.
So whatever,
Kids, Eric, do you have any final thoughts for us today?
Yeah, it's a secret.
It's a secret.
Shut up.
Kids, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for listening. I've been your host, Roman Chavez.
I'm still Eric Icarus.
And we will catch you on the next podcast.